Hello all, welcome to my channel Vet Lecture. Today we will discuss multiple choice questions on veterinary extension. Question number first. People learns more rapidly and permanently when the learning experience is pleasant and enjoyable. Relates to option A, law of readiness, options B, law of exercise, option C, law of effect, or option D, law of belonging. The right answer is option C, that is law of effect. Actually, there are three major learning theory. First is stimulus response theory. It assumes that man's environment, that is stimulus, is responsible for his response, that is behavior. And under this stimulus response theory, there are four important law. First is law of effect, which state that people learn more rapidly and permanently when the learning experience is pleasant and enjoyable. Second law is law of readiness. It states that when an individual is ready to learn and is allowed to do so, then only a satisfying state of affair will form. And third is that law of exercise, which is state that what is practice is learned and what is discontinued, that is forgotten. Okay, so continuous practice is necessary for retention of what is learned. And according to this law, that behavior is more strongly established through that frequent connection of stimulus and response. And then third law or principle is that principle or law of belonging. And they explain that the concept, elements, or skill are more easily learned if they are perceived as belonging together. For example, if we learn by comparing cause and effect, if we learn by comparing known with unknown, if we learn by comparing old one with new one, if we learn together, that is specific and general. Okay. And now second learning theory is that cognitive theory, which state that the man perception or man response or understanding of stimulus shape his behavior, not only that the stimulus alone. Okay. And then third learning theory is that motivation theory, which state that there is something either external or internal motivation factor that responsible that individual driving toward their goal. Okay. Question number second. Learning should make sense to the learner comes under option A, principle of readiness, option B, principle of clarity, option C, principle of practice, or option D, principle of timing. The right answer is option B, that is principle of clarity. Learning should make sense to the learner. It comes under that principle of clarity. Okay. Question number 3. The extension worker tells about the variety character to the farmer. The farmer learns by option A, by mean of abstraction, option B, learning, option C, intelligence, option D, questioning. The right answer is option A, that is abstraction. Although that extension worker tells about that variety character to the farmer only learn those things which is needed by him. So farmer learn by mean of abstraction. Question number 4. A body of general principle or law of a field of knowledge is option A, objective, option B, philosophy, option C, mandate, option D, principle. The right answer is option B, that is philosophy. Actually, philosophy is that body of general principle or law of a field of knowledge, while that plan is a blueprint for action and evaluation is a process of measuring performance against a predetermined goal, while objective is something which is toward which that effort is directed. Okay. Question number 5. The most preferred approach in extension work is option A, autocratic, option B, democratic, option C, laissez-faire, option D, none. The right answer is option B, that is democratic. The most preferred approach in extension work is democratic, where that the member itself choose their leader. Okay, while that in case of autocratic approach, there is a dictatorship where that main leader hold maximum power over group. And in case of laissez-faire approach, where that individual farmer take a decision as their own and there's a no place for discussion. Okay. Question number 6. The technique which is used for project that involving activities of non-repetitive nature is option A, CPM, option B, WBS, option C, PERT, option D, PRA. The right answer is option C, that is PERT. The technique which is used for that project which involving activities of non-repetitive nature is that PERT. PERT stands for Project Evaluations and Review Technique. It is actually a visual project management tool which is used to map out and trace the tasks and timeline. And similar that father of PRA, that is participatory rural appraisal, is Robert Chamber. And that in case of that RRA, that is rapid rural appraisal, the collection of data is based on multidisciplinary team. Okay, and CPM, that is critical path method, is actually that resource utilization algorithms, which is mainly used for that scheduling a sets of project activities. And while that WBS, which is stand for work breakdown structure, which is that project management system engineering tools, and it is a process in which that whole project is broken down into smaller component which is able to deliver. Question number 7. The general micro unit of an agro-ecosystem. Option A, district. Option B, village. Option C, farmer. Option D, household. The right answer is option B, that is village. The general micro unit of an agro-ecosystem is village, while that the general micro unit of an extension is family. Question number 8. The extension service in USA is called option A, NES, option B, extension work, option C, CES, option D, RES. The right answer is option C, that is CES. The CES stands for Cooperative Extension Service. Okay. Under that, the Smith-Lever Act, this Cooperative Extension Service is created in USA, and that CES is an actually that cooperative arrangement between that government and then land grant colleges and the people. It is a partnership agency in which that government and then land grant colleges sit in council with rural people, and together they analyze the local conditions and then take stock of that the resources and make and help to carry out program for the financial, educational and social benefit of the community and its individual member as well. Okay, CS of USA is that first organized extension work in world, and that full form of if you see that full form of RES, it stand for the research and education space, and the full form of NES is that National Extension Service. Okay. Question number 9. Land Grant College came into existence as part of option A, Smith-Lever Act, option B, Morilla Act, option C, Hatch Act, option D, Extension Act. The right answer is option B, that is Morilla Act. Actually, that Land Grant College came into existence as part of Morilla Act. This Morilla Act was passed in 1862, under which that Land Grant College was started, which is having threefold function. First is that teaching, research and extension. This act provide grant of public land to the state for establishing and maintaining at least one agriculture college in each state. And the main aim of this college is to that acquire new knowledge and to diffuse this research recommendation related to that agriculture among that people. Okay, and that second act was that Hatch Act, which was passed in 1887, under which that the provision of establishing experiment stations in each land grant college in field of agriculture was done, and due to which that tradition of extension work began in that form of demonstrations and that farmer institute, printed bulletin and correspond courses in agriculture. Okay. Similarly, by the end of 1914, Smith-Lever Act was created, that CS, where official of government, federal, state and local, okay, sit together with that land grant colleges in council with the rural people, and they all together analyze the local conditions, take stock of their resources and make and help to carry out program for that financial, educational and social benefit of the community and its individuals member. Okay. Question number 10. The English equivalent of the word communist is option A, information, option B, talk, option C, common, option D, none. The right answer is option C, that is common. The word communist means the common. Okay. Question number 11. Level of communication are option A, conventional, option B, exploratory, option C, participative, option D, all. The right answer is option B, that is exploratory. Level of communications are exploratory. Let's see some important fact about communication. First is like the kind of communication. We say that according to form, there are various kind of communication. Written form of communications, pictorial form of communication, spoken form of communication, gesture by mean of gestures that people communicate, communication with self. Example like thinking, communication through action like by showing drama, communication through touch. For example, that buying clothes from market, communication by visual symbol. For example, we can communicate by seeing that traffic light, telecommunication with via by use of the telephone. Okay, here are some rules of effective communication. Effective communication can be developed by applying 21 simple rule. If we see that mnemonics, then we can see that as a tomato, ketchup, and sauce. Okay, where T stand for truly understand your audience. Okay, O stand for organize yourself. M stand for make sure what you are talking about. A stand for that avoid that ambiguous message. T that take time to explain the message. O that obtain feedback from that the listener. C that cultivate that listening. A that avoid extremes. T talk not continuously. S say what you mean. You use technical word only when unavoidable circumstance arises. P pay attention to little talks. A avoid using irritating names. N never use fancy words to impress the listener. D dramatize the main points, okay, in order to highlight the main points. Okay, yes, speak clearly, accurately, and briefly, slowly, using simple words. A avoid double meaning words. You use control, gesture, and tone. C choose the proper condition. E that establish rapport. S select and use suitable teaching method. Okay, question number 12. The way in which message is handled before placing in the channel. Option A decoding, option B treatment, option C distortion, option D feedback. The right answer is option B, that is treatment. The way in which message is handled before placing in a channel, that is treatment. Here are different model of communication channel. That is Aristotle model, which include that there is a one speaker, there is a speech, which is speak by the speaker, and then there is a audience which listen, that is speech. Okay, second model of communication channel is Simon Weaver's model, where there is a source and then the transmitters and then signal and then the receivers, and after that there is a destination. Okay, and third is that Wesley and McLean model, which is mainly used in military, where there is a sender and then sender make some code into their message, and there's a channel by mean that message is transmitted, and then after that there's a receiver in order to that receive the message, first decode that the encoding. Okay, now fourth one is that Ligands models, where there is a communicator who communicate the message, there's a message, and there's a channel by which that message is communicated, and there's a treatment before reaching that audience. The channel is handled, that's process known as treatment, and there's an audience which is receive that message, and in this method we see that the response of audience after the receiving that message as well. Okay, now, fifth model of communication is Barlow model, where there's a communication source, encoder, message, channel, decoder, and then receiver. And now, sixth one is that simple model, where there's a communicator source, where there's a message, and there's a channel, one receiver, and there's an effect on receiver after receiving that message. Okay. Question number 13. The type of audience which is best suited for communication process is called option A active audience, option B potential audience, option C available audience, or option D none. The right answer is option A, that is active audience. The type of audience which is best suited for that communication process is that active audience. Here are different types of audience like active audience, passive audience, and then expert who know about the message, and that lay people who doesn't know anything about that what is talking about, the manager who manage our communication process, the technicians which is responsible for that technical aids. Okay, the hybrids which is a combo of that uh, all audience. Okay, questions number 14. The degree which individuals involved in communications differs in certain characteristics is called option A, homophily, option B, credibility, option C, empathy, option D, heterophily. The right answer is option D, that is heterophily. The degree which individuals involved in communications differs in certain characteristics is heterophily. Actually, homophily refer to the degree to which that pairs of individuals which interacts are similar with respect to that certain attributes such as like belief, they sharing that common belief, either they share common value, education, social status, extra. While heterophily is the degree to which that pairs of individuals which interactors are different with respect to other attributes. Questions number 15. Constant feedback between sender and receiver is the characteristic features of option A, interpersonal communication, option B, mass communication, option C, written communication, option D, vertical communication. The right answer is option A, that is interpersonal communication. Since all other communications process are that one-way communications, while interpersonal communication is like two-way communication where that constant feedback will be between that sender and receiver. And question number 16. The SMCR model of communication is given by option A, Barlow, option B, Laswell, option C, Roger, option D, Ligon. The right answer is option A, that is Barlow. The SMCR, which stands for Sender, Message, Channel, Receiver Model of Communication, is given by Barlow, while the term Innovation Decision Process was given by Roger. The term homophily and heterophily were given by Lazarsfeld and Merton, and the theory of social change was put forwarded by K. Levin. And agriculture finance is the study of financing the farm business. This definition has been given by Murray and Nelson. Question number 17. LCD expand to option A, laser crystal digital, option B, laser crystal display, option C, liquid crystal display, option D, liquid crystal digital. The right answer is option C, that is liquid crystal display. Okay, LCD expand to liquid crystal display, which is a example of that projected audio visual ad. Okay. Question number 18. The principle used in slide cum film projector. Option A, direct projection. Option B, indirect projection. Option C, reflected projection. Option C, diffuse projection. The right answer is option A, that is direct projection. The principle which is used in slide cum film projector is like direct projections. Slide cum film projector that projected slides on a screen through that optical instrument, and it is same as like of opaque projector. It cannot project three-dimensional images. It's only project 2D images. Okay. Question number 19. Amplifier is a option A, electronic medium, option B, print medium, option C, written medium, option D, none. The right answer is option A, that is electronic medium. Amplifier is an example of electronic medium. An amplifier is an electronic device that increases the voltage and current or power of a signal. And amplifier are used in case of that wireless communications and broadcasting, and in audio equipment of all kind. They can be categorized as either weak signal amplifier or power amplifier. Okay. Question number 20. Primary color which is used in extension are option A, red, blue, yellow, option B, red, blue, green, option C, red, blue, purple, option D, red, yellow, green. The right answer is option A, that is red, blue, yellow. The primary color which is used in extension are red, blue, yellow. There are three categories of color in case of extension. That is a primary color which include red, blue and yellow. All other colors are made from this three color. Okay. Second one is like secondary color which include green, orange and purple. Green is a mixture of yellow and blue, and orange is yellow and red, and purple is the mixture of red and blue. Secondary colors actually made from that mixture of a primary color. And third one is like tertiary color, which is the color which is made by mixing primary and secondary color. Brown and gray are the example of tertiary color. Okay. Question number 21. The teaching aids which best suit representing suspense, sequence and storytelling effect. Option A, that is flashcard. Option B, funnel graph. Option C, flip chart. Option D, all. The right answer is option D, that is all. The teaching aids which best suits representing suspense, sequence, and storytelling effect are flashcard, funnel graph, and flip card extra. Okay. Question number 22. The ABC of journalism is related to option A, accuracy, brevity, credibility, option B, accuracy, brevity, and clarity, option C, accountable, brief, and clear, option D, active, brief, and clear. The right answer is option B, that is accuracy, brevity, and clarity. That accuracy means correct, brevity means like brief, and clarity means clear. Okay. Question number 23. The technology which flow in a farmer first model is basically from option A, agent to farmer, option B, researcher to farmer, option C, farmer to farmer, option D, researcher to farmer. The right answer is option C, that is farmer to farmer. The technology flow in that farmer first model is basically from that farmer to farmer. Okay. Question number 24. The spread of technology in a social system is option A, diffusion, option B, teaching, option C, learning, option D, adoption. The right answer is option A, that is diffusion. The diffusion is a process of spread of technology in a social system, while that innovation is that the idea which is perceived as new, that is the innovations, and the decision to make that use of innovation as best course of action, that is adoption. And the first stage in process of adoptions according to Roger, that is attention. Adopter categorize are the classification of the member of the social system on the basis of their innovativeness. Okay, innovators are also known as vendors. Some discontinuance of any innovations occur only after that innovation has been fully adopted. Okay, an activity through which an individuals become aware of that objectives around oneself and of event taking place, that is known as perceptions. And innovations can be considered to have originated from either farmer or that research or that extension program or research trial extra. Okay, and innovations with a low relative advantage may have a slow rate of adoptions, high rate of discontinuance, and low return of investment. Okay. Question number 25. Which of the following are the major steps or component in training process? Option A, training need assessments and designing training program. Option B, training implementation and evaluations. Option C, training need assessment and training implementation. Option D, all. The right answer is option D, that is all. Okay. The major component in training process are training need assessment, training program development, implementation of a training program, and evaluations. Okay.